Okay, epic sauce. Let's close down the wrong thing, why don't you? Alright, so what did we do last time? We got a bunch of the upgrade stuff in place and working. Now what we need to do is integrate this into the actual systems in the game. So we've got our apply phases here, but what we're going to have to do is update this as well, because we're going to have the ability to divert power to our phases. So what we're going to want to do is go to the on-clicked event with this. As long as we're not warping, we can then set power to phases. So we need to get from our player. No, actually, we need to get it from. Do we not have it saved as a variable? Okay, let's go back to the event graph. Where's the event begin play? It's gotta be here. Oh, that's the scan buttons. It's just wait, just search for event begin. Oh no, it's construct, isn't it? Event construct. There we go. And from here, we can cast to STFG. And we'll get the game instance. And we'll promote that to a variable. Because whenever we're setting the upgrades, we're setting them in the game instance so we can reference them from the player. So to avoid any incidents, we will pull the ones, the base values from the game instance. So let's go to set power to phases. Now we've got a couple of things we can play with here. So let's get as TFG game instance. So let's get our phaser recharge rate. And what we can do with this is we can multiply that by 1.5, so it gives it an extra 50% on its recharge rate. We can then set that as the player's new phaser recharge rate. And we can also, these just set the percentages of bars so we can move those aside. We can also set phaser damage, connect those up like so, and we can get phaser damage, so we'll get whatever our current phaser damage is, and we will multiply that again by 1.5. We can plug that into phaser damage. And then what that's going to do is when we divert our power to the phasers, it's going to take whatever our current damage and recharge rates are, and it's going to add 50% to that. We can tweak these values later, but for now, that's what we want. Now, another thing we're going to need to do is there's a reset all option somewhere. Here we go. Reset power to engines, reset power to phasers. So we're going to, again, get as STFG. We want to get the raw values that we've upgraded and set them back to that. So we're gonna get phaser recharge rate, And we're also going to get phaser damage. We're going to set the recharge rate back to whatever it should be. And we're going to set phaser damage back to whatever that should be. Lovely stuff. Whack that in there. A little bit of a reroute. A little bit of a reroute. Put that there. That looks enough for that. Let's just add another reroute now to be closest to these. I like my lines straight, okay. There we go. I like my lines like I like my women. You can't say that these days, can you? Right, there we go. So now we can set our phase power and recharge rate when we toggle it on, and we can also reset it. So let's just see this, make sure that's correct. Unclicked. Yep, so we're setting our power to phasers, which is getting our phaser recharge rate from the game instance. So whatever we've upgraded it to, and it's going to multiply that by 1.5, and it's going to set that as our new phaser recharge rate. And it's going to take our phaser damage, multiply that by 1.5, and set that as our new phaser damage, and then update the percentage bars. And then when we reset the power distribution, we're going to reset power to phasers. It's going to take our base recharge rate, our base phaser damage rate, and set those in the player. And then set phaser power back to 0.5. Excellent. Okay, so we've done the phasers. The next thing in our upgrade list is our shields. So we've got our shield resistance, shield capacity, and shield recharge. And now we've already got the button events set up for these. So what we need to do now is, like we've done for the phasers, we need to set those values in the game instance. So if we go and get our get a copy of our game instance, got the function library open already, and we'll do another function here, and we'll call it apply shield upgrades. And like the phaser upgrades, we're going to need the player vessel and the game instance. We're basically just gonna duplicate. You know what? I'll probably just leave that. Just duplicate that actually. Apply shield upgrades. There we go. So we can get rid of most of this, and we're going to off that. We're going to set shield strength. I probably should check. Yeah, I'll change that to capacity actually, I think. So let's just go into, oh, I was already in the right folder. Alright, so shield strength, we'll change that to shield capacity. Excellent. Do we already have a shield max capacity? But shield resistance and shield recharge, right? Okay. So let's go back to our function library. We'll set shield capacity, and we will set shield recharge rate, and we will set shield resistance. Oh, no, not recharge. I don't want to recharge rate again. Set shield resistance, and we'll connect that up like thus. And so from the game instance, we want to get shield capacity, and thusly, and then we will get shield recharge rate. Move that along. That's another reroute in here. auto reroute there just to make it a little bit neater, and we can just pop that right into that one. Okay, so we're going to get the shield capacity from the game instance, set it in the vessel. We're going to get the shield recharge rate from the game instance and set it in the vessel. And we're going to get the shield resistance and set it in the vessel. Pretty straightforward. So let's just drop in a reroute here just so we can keep everything pretty neat and tidy. So one of the things we're going to have to adjust is the HUD here. Because this binding is no longer going to be accurate. So let's go to it. So we've got shield capacity. And we also need to have shield max capacity. So we'll duplicate this. Call it shield max capacity. And we'll move this up. So it's near where that should be. Compile that. And that's always going to be 100. And just so everything fires off properly, we'll do set shield capacity to shield max capacity. So whenever we start a level, whatever our max capacity shield is, it will set that to our shield level. And then what we can do in the upgrade, no, the HUD, yeah. So what we can do here is get shield max capacity, and we'll divide whatever our shield capacity is by our max capacity. And then in the function library, we can get shield max capacity, and then we can set shield max capacity, and we'll set it to whatever value is stored in the game instance. Lovely jubbly. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our apply shield upgrades, and we've got our apply phaser upgrades. So if we go into the HUD now, our shield level is going to be represented by our shield capacity and our shield max capacity. So if we go to here, we go to the readouts box. Are these all just side by side in the same box? Shield, so you would just a button in a horizontal bar. Let's just temporarily bind this text. So let's create a binding, and we'll format the text, and we'll do fields, comma, X. Yeah, we'll do shield comma X for over Y. And then we will get player. We'll get shields capacity. We'll get shield max capacity. So that way when we go and do the upgrades, we can see that it's actually taken and applied. Right. There we go. So let's compile that. I'm going to the upgrades, and we will apply shield upgrade. It's asking us for vessel and game instance, which we can just snipe from up here. Plug those in. So pawn goes in there, game instance goes in there. Epic, sweet, let's crack a lack. Let's give that a test.
Performing long-range sensor sweep. Unidentified.
So there's our
signal
station.
Source. Detect target selected. Target selected.
Let's cruise warp on over there. Lovely. No, we know we need docking permission. Blah 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 blah. Alright, so that's hail.
Frequencies open. Diverting
Divert power to engines. Let's just divert power to phases. Ooh, look, see, the value's changed. Back to engines. Diverting power to phases. Back to engines. To phases. Oh yes, okay, sweet. I like that.
Distress signal detected.
Right, let's dock with the station. Okay, so it was capacity that we chose to track, wasn't it? So let's do capacity and then exit. Shields 100 of 250. Okay, right, now we need to go into the pawn. And we need to address the shield recharge. So, while the shields are less than shield max capacity, recharge the shields. Excelente. Let's just go to here. We'll do a little test. For a shield 100 over 250. So let's go all the way back to the start. SHIELDS, delete, enter, enter. Hey! Can't even see it and I'm fucking sorting it. There we go. Like shields 100 over 250. Okay, so yeah, we've done the thing in the flying pawn, haven't we? Yeah. That's good. That's good. So, what if we upgrade the recharge rate as well? Oh, it's not doing it. Oh, I didn't do it in the. Alright, hang on. Where's the binding? Shields. Delete. Enter. Compile. And play. There we go. Shields 100 over 100. Let's do a long range sensor sweep.
Unidentified signal source detected.
Target the station. Cruise over there. Get hailing permission. Divert power to engines. You have to make this box a little bigger, I think, because it's squishing up the phases progress bar quite badly.
Distress signal detected.
We don't have time for distress signals right now. We're busy. My coffee. I'll come to Papa. That's cheap crap, but God, it does the job. Come on. Okay, so shield capacity. Let's take it to max. Exit. And there we go, our shields are now recharging. So if we divert power to shields, they'll recharge even faster. We divert power to phasers. Our phaser power and recharge rate goes up.
Diverting power
Back to engines, they go back down again. So it's our shield recharge rate. So, presumably, the next thing we need to do is hook the shield recharge rate up into this. Well, actually, it should already be hooked into this. So I should just need to do it in the HUD. So let's go to divert power to shields. Set power to shields. Okay, so here we go. Right. Need to get our game instance again. So we'll get as st game instance. Get shield recharge rate. Oh, excuse me. And we will multiply that by 1.5 and set that as the new recharge rate in the ship itself. There we go. Really like my reroutes to be as neat as possible. So we're gonna, whenever we toggle our power to the shields, we're gonna get it, whatever our current shield recharge rate setting is in the game instance. We're gonna multiply that by 1.5, set that as our new shield resistance, and then we're also gonna reroute there. We're gonna get I've done it the wrong way around. Get shield discharge rate. Pop that in there. Move that above that. There we go. And this one needs to be shield resistance. So we're going to get our shield resistance. We're going to upgrade it. Then we're going to get our recharge rate. And we're going to upgrade that too. So let's just neaten this up a little bit. There we go. Let's grab these. Just want to move them down a scotch. So we're going to set our recharge rate. Oh yeah, we want to upgrade the recharge rate first. So we'll do that and we'll multiply it by 1.5. I could come along and plug in a variable for this so I've got more control over it later on, but for now that is good. I don't even need a reroute there. I can just move that closer and drag those back. Okay. It doesn't matter what order these are getting done in, really. They're all going to get done in basically no time at all, so it doesn't really matter if I move the set percent. Okay, so now what we need to do is go to reset power distribution, view, and reset power to shields. We're going to get our STFG again. Get as STFG. We're going to get whatever our default resistance is. So we'll get shield resistance. We'll plug that into there. And we'll get shield recharge rate. Plug that into there. Let's bring that down here a little bit. There we go. So we're going to set whatever the player's shield resistance is back to the value from the game instance, and then we're going to get the recharge rate and set that to whatever's stored in the game instance. Lovely stuff. There goes my phone. Okay, so now we should be able to cruise on over there, upgrade our shields,
Unidentified
prompts it to
signal source
recharge.
detected.
Let's cruise warp on over.
Target selected. Hailing frequencies open.
Let's go dock with the docking bay. And then what we can do is we can upgrade our shields, and we should be able to see the difference in the rates of recharge when we switch to
Distress signal
switch
detected.
power to shields. So just line up with our docking suite. I'm going in way too quickly. But never mind. As long as we line up correctly, we're going to be good. Aboosh. So let's upgrade our shield capacity. We're not going to upgrade the resistance or the recharge just yet. So they're going up pretty quickly.
Converting power to shield.
109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116. Alright, let's rehail.
Hailing frequencies open.
And then let's upgrade the recharge rate to the max. Oh, look at that go now! Oh, yes, baby! Let's reset the power distribution.
Reset.
Yes, I think that was good. Oh, wait, hang... It already diverted power to the shields before I upgraded the recharge rate. So, I think what we need to do is, whenever this closes, we need to reset the power distribution. So we will get as line pawn, get HUD, reset power distribution, reset power management. And then that will flush all of the values to their default ones. Yeah, just reset power shield's going to get the default values. So that's our resistance and our recharge rate. So even if I've got power diverted to the shields when I start the upgrades, when I come out of it, it's going to set it back to its default. So now we've got 3 charging rates to test. So let's start a long range sweep and cruise warp. And there we go. On your little Scotchy watching.
Signal source detected. Target
Right.
selected.
Hail.
Hailing frequencies open.
Power to engines. Let's do this.
Distress signal
Ooh,
detected.
ooh, ooh, gotta move her a little bit. Oh, I'm coming in hot. Okay, so shields to max, recharge not to max. Okay, so we're going up pretty quick.
Diverting power
Then if
to
we
shield.
add power to shields, we go even faster. Reset power
distribution.
distribution.
Reset.
Slows back down. Power to
Diverting
shield.
power to shield.
Goes up faster.
Hailing frequencies open.
And let's upgrade the recharge to its max. And then add power to
Diverting
shield.
power to
It goes up
shield.
even faster. Reset
Power
power
distribution.
distribution, slows
Reset.
down.
Diverting power
Power
to
to
shield.
shields goes fast. There we go. Right, so we need to do a few little housekeepings. Right, in this, we need to go to the bind. And we need to do text. Break that connection. And we want 0 fractional digits. Nice. Okay, and we also want to go into here and get the binding for this. Okay, shield status. So we also want resistance value. Oh, we'll just call it X. And recharge rate. And we will call that Y. And we're always going to pull these from the player because obviously the ones we're using in the game instance are a reference and the player are the ones that are actually being used. So let's get shield resistance. I'll plug that into X. And we will get shield recharge rate. Plug that into Y. Okay. Sweet. So let's have a look now. There we go. Shields offline 100%, resistance 3, recharge rate 0.1. Now, if we look in the game instance, shield resistance should be 1.5. But of course, we aren't yet pulling these values and applying them. We're only applying them after we've been to the station. So, if we go to our upgrade tree, when we apply any of these upgrades, it's going to set them in the ship. So if we now fly over there, do a long range sensor, cruise warpy, little warpy warp.
Unidentified signal source. Target selected.
The station.
Frequencies open.
Fly on over there.
Distress signal detected.
Yes, we're not here for distress signal, sadly. Okay, so let's set capacity to max. We'll set recharge and resistance up to just 1. Okay, so there we go. Resistance 1.1, recharge rate 0.2. So now, if we raise our shields,
Power to shield.
our recharge rate's gone up to 1.65. Oh, resistance, sorry, and recharge rate's gone up to 0.3. Then we redistribute
Power
it.
distribution. Reset.
Recharge rate goes down back down to 0.2. And apparently the shield percentage is broken because we're reading like 200 something %, so let's go investigate that next. Alright, so let's go to the binding. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on here. Alright, let's move this up. We want to get a shield capacity. I'm going to go shield max capacity. And we're going to divide one by t'other. I'm going to aim it retentively. Sort out my flow. There we go. So now that should reflect the right values. So now we've got our shields recharging at the right rate, displaying the right capacity. Let's just double check all of that.
Long range sensor sweep.
Measure twice, cut once. I say cut once, measure twice.
Unidentified signal source detected.
Sounds like the same, but they're in a
Target
slightly different
selected.
order.
Hailing
Let's hail the
frequencies
station.
open.
And then we will go and have a little docky-walkie.
Diverting power to engine.
We'll sort the engines out in a minute.
Distress signal detected.
Bish. Right, so whack it right up to max capacity. But the recharge up to half, resistance up to about there. And there we go. We got 1.6. We got a recharge rate of 0.6,
Diverting power to
0.9.
Power distribution reset. Diverting power to shield.
And there we go. For some reason, our I know what I'm done wrong. Where is it? HUD. That divided by that. And I'm setting that as the that is the percentage. Alright. One moment, I know how to fix this. And we will multiply that by 100. Chuck that into there. And we can bring all these back across. Okay. Sweet. So that should do it for the shields.
Performing long range sensor sweep.
If it doesn't, I'm gonna eat my own hat. Right, let's get docking permission.
Hailing frequencies open. Diverting power to shield.
There we go, that's sorted.
Diverting power to
Diverting power to
weapons.
phasers.
Diverting power
And
to
diverting power to
engines.
engines. Sets
Diverting
everything
power-
back to
diverting
where
power to
they should
shield.
be.
Diverting power to weapon. Diverting power to shield. Diverting power
Unidentified
to weapon.
signal
Diverting power
source
to
detected.
I
shield.
think those values
Diverting
might be a
power to
little
weapon.
overzealous though. We'll have to see in combat how it plays out.
Distress signal detected.
Right, let's dock with the station.
Power distribution reset.
Okay, so let's upgrade our capacity, our recharge, and our resistance all the way up. So let's exit now. There we go, we got a resistance of 2.05, a recharge rate of 0.11.
Diverting
We
power
upgrade
to
that.
shield.
Diverting power to our shields, our resistance goes up to 3. Our recharge rate goes up to 0.165, and our shields are still at 100%. And we can reset the power distribution.
Reset.
And they go back to their default values.
Diverting power to shield. Diverting power to weapon. Diverting power to shield. Diverting power to weapon. Diverting power to engines. Power distribution. Reset. Diverting power to weapons. Power distribution. Reset.
There we go.
Hailing frequencies open.
Oh, we're just out of the bubble. Okay, hang on, let me turn her about. Alright, so let's upgrade our phasers to max. That's a lot of clicks. Oh, that's a lot of clicks. Upgrade the recharge, upgrade the capacity, exit. And there we go, our phasers are recharging. They're not even power to weapons there. So our damage is 1, our recharge rate is 1.
Diverting power to weapons.
That's going to be so overpowered.
Power distribution. Reset. Diverting power to weapons. Diverting power to shield. Power distribution. Reset.
That is going to be so overpowered. 1. That means they're going to do damage every game tick of 1 against things like this. It's going to eat through stuff. And you see power creep becoming a thing. But we've got our
Diverting power to
values
shield.
working nicely.
Diverting power to weapons.
So now what we need to do is get rid of these error messages. Literally, there is only one error. And it's access not trying to execute target vessel because we don't have a target vessel when we're executing warp. So I'll fix that at some point. It's no big deal. What we need to focus on is the dealing of damage. So we need to go down to here. So when damage comes in, if our shields are up, we're going to do shield impact. Then we're going to do what we need to do here is have a calculation that determines the incoming damage. Do we have an incoming damage? Right, so how are the enemy weapons dealing damage? Projectiles, okay. So enemy torpedo. So on begin overlap, we're going to cast the thing, we're going to do the thing, we're going to deal damage, and then deal damage again. 2 seconds later, destroy the actor. So deal damage, okay. Right, we need to make this into a function. So let's create a function. So apply incoming weapon damage. So let's add a input on this. We'll do a float. I don't want to call it float. Incoming damage. We'll make it a float. And we'll do another one. We'll call this shield resistance. So we're going to get our incoming damage and we're going to divide it by our shield resistance. And then we're going to add a return node. going to plug that into the return node, and we're going to call this actual damage. So let's go back to our event graph. And we're going to do apply incoming weapon damage. Move the delay over there. And what we'll do is we will take these and just move them down here a little bit. Okay, so here we go, right. So we're going to do our actual damage. So this is how much damage we're actually going to take. So we're going to get our incoming damage, and we're going to get our shield resistance. So get shield resistance. Our incoming damage is going to get set in the enemy blueprint. And then our actual damage is what's going to get fed into whatever is going to minus our shield capacity. So let's move that along like that. Stick it straight into there. So that we can move these. Down along here. Delete that. And there we go. So we're gonna. Where's my shield? Okay, shield resistance. So when we apply the weapon damage, we're going to take whatever damage is coming in. We're going to get our shield resistance. We're going to work out how much damage we should actually take. We're going to take that away from our shield capacity. Then we're going to do the rest of the relevant checks. See, really, what we should do that less than we want our max shield capacity. Shield max capacity divided by 4. Multiplied by 3. That in there, and then we'll do reroute multiplied by 2, and then we just want to get this one, plug that right into there. And then that'll play our warnings at the right times, regardless of what our shield capacity actually is. So when we apply incoming weapon damage, we're gonna take, let's add an input to this. And we'll call it a weapon damage. We'll take this, drop it right into that. Disruptor. Begin overlap. Cast the flying pawn. Ah, see, no. No, 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 no. We do not want that. Let's get rid of the overlap on this. What am I using? Oh. We can close that. This reactor. Get rid of that. And we destroy the actor. Let's go spawn the emitter. So I'll destroy the actor whether it hits the ship or it hits the mesh. It's the shields or it's the ship. And then in this, we will do all of that. Deal damage. This is a child now, this is the parent, okay. So let's add a variable. Damage to deal. For the disruptor we'll do 2. Enemy torpedo. We'll do 2.5 because we're doing it twice, and that should create a total of 5, sorry. So let's do damage to deal. Interval of 2. That's good. The only other thing we need to do with this, I think, is with the phasers in the Romulan ship. So, where are our target? There they are. Alright, so it's free round 1. And our phaser control, I believe, is... here it is. So, where are we dealing damage? There we go. Right, so we will get what? Damage. Okay, incoming weapon damage. Is that? That's not right, is it? Oh no, we have to set the value here. So let's make a variable. We'll do phaser damage. Make that a float. Call it 0.25. And then we'll add that to the. So we're gonna inflict that much damage on the player. When that damage is inflicted, we're going to call this function here to apply weapon damage. We're going to take the incoming weapon damage, we're going to divide that by our shield resistance, and that's going to give us our actual damage, which we're then going to subtract from the shields. So we're going to get our shield capacity minus the actual damage, set shield capacity to that. Then we're going to check to see if our shield capacity is below the various percentages or if it's below 0. Good stuff. So I suppose we should probably test that in a battle, huh? Right, save all of that. And where's the space station? It's this one. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we'll replace that with the warbird. We'll say it's not cloaked. Do a little warpy poos. Get our shields up. Do a little sensor sweep so we can provoke it.
Target selected. Hailing
Let's hail the
frequency
bitch.
open.
And then we'll wait for it to pick a fight with us. So we got our shields currently are up. We've not diverted power to them. If we do, it increases our resistance and our recharge rate.
Warning, weapon power up detected. Power distribution reset.
So we'll just put them on normal right now. I want to see what damage they do to us. Make sure our damage calculations are working. Well then, big boy, we all mouth and no trousers.
Warning, target weapon selected. Power up detected. Firing phasers.
Okay. Why aren't you attacking me?
No target selected.
Honestly though, why aren't you attacking me? Access none, trying to read Select location. That was when I went into Cruise Warp. Okay, what? Right. Okay, forget that. That's my test level. Let's go into the actual level. Space 2. Let's open the level blueprint and we'll set objectives 1 and 2, 0 and 1 to be complete. And that should prompt the engagement with the actual warbird. Ah, there we go.
Performing detailed sensor sweep.
Now we should be
Target
able to
selected.
hail them.
Hailing frequencies open.
Where's our
Shields raised.
shields? Just wait for the conversation to play out.
Warning, weapon power up detected.
Come on then, come at me, bruh.
Firing phaser. Warning, weapon power up detected. Under attack.
There we go. Alright, let's turn
No
our
target selected. No target selected.
weapons off.
Our ship is under attack. Shields below 75%.
So the disruptors are doing the right amount of damage with the phasers.
Warning, shield strength below 50%. Our ship is under attack. Warning, shield strength below 25%. Diverting power to shield.
The phasers seem to be enough to stall my shields recharging.
Warning, shield strength below 25%. Our shield is down detected. Hull integrity compromised. Hull in.
Okay. That seems to be going according to plan. Let's just have a look at that phaser damage, 0.25. Let's up that to 0.5. Right, now we need to work on the hull plating. So let's go to the upgrades. Armor resistance. So let's comment this. Upgrade hull plating. So we're setting it in the game instance. So we have the value to reference. What we need to do now is get that into the player. So we've got armor max capacity and armor resistance. Let's go into our flying pawn and we'll just turn hull integrity. We'll rename that armor capacity. We need to duplicate that. Armor max capacity. So this way we've got our max and our regular. So again, on event begin play, we're going to... Where is event begin play? Here it is. We're going to want to... see? Yeah. Yep. Nope, let's get rid of that. We want to pull that from the game instance. So... Do we have the game instance? Right. Cast to stfg. And no, actually, let's plan ahead. We're going to do this as a function. We haven't written the function yet, so we can't call it. Simple. But we have our armor max capacity now, which is the same as our armor capacity. So, once again, back to the HUD, and this time we're going to update this progress bar's binding. We're going to get armor max capacity. Simples. So we can compile that. And then we can go back to our upgrade. And on here, we can go to our function library and we'll create a new function. So, apply armor upgrade. Again, I've been an idiot. Let's delete that. Grab that. Apply armor upgrade. So we're going to set armor max capacity. Then we're going to also set armor capacity to whatever we set the max capacity to. And for my game instance, we're going to get armor max capacity. Plug that in there. Make that along a bit. Stick that up there. That can go along there. And that can go there. Sweet. Sorted. we also want to, from our game instance, get armor resistance. And then we're going to set armor resistance. Oh, we don't have a resistance amount in the pawn yet. Okay. So let's go into the pawn. We will add another one of these. Call it armor resistance. Scroll that up. Where's armor? Pop that there. Just move some of these around a bit. So, armor resistance. What is that in our game instance? What do we start with? 1. That makes sense. Divide it by 1. Oh, there's no resistance. So, armor resistance is 1. So when we upgrade it, we want to use that function that we just created to set armor resistance to whatever the value is stored in the game instance. Okay, so now we're setting our armor capacity, our max capacity, and our resistance. So if the resistance doesn't change, it doesn't change. If this changes, and we're applying it to the ship. So let's just quickly save all of that because we've done quite a lot. I'd hate to lose it. Now, what we need to do is go into our flying pawn again. And we're going to want to adjust how damage is dealt based on our armor capacity. So currently we're just taking 2 away from it. So what we want to do is create a function, apply hull damage. So we need from this the incoming damage. Okay, and no, that's pretty much it. So let's get armor. Get armor capacity. What we want to do is also get armor resistance. So we're going to take our incoming damage and divide it by our armor resistance. And then we will add a return node. With that value, so this function will actual damage. This will take our incoming damage divided by our resistance and return us a value. We should as well. Can we convert that to a pure function? So now when we call that, we should just be able to take an incoming damage value and convert that to actual damage. So, oh wait, no. Plug that into the wrong pin. So if our armor capacity is less than 0, we want to do this. But if our armor capacity is not less than 0, we want to take the weapon damage, convert it to actual damage, and take that away from our armor capacity. And then set our armor capacity. So we're going to take the incoming damage, take it away from the hull, minus our armor plating resistance, and we're going to turn that into our armor capacity. Excellent. So now let's go back to the HUD. It's still divided by max, so let's go to our test level. No, cancel. And we're going to test this. Level blueprint. What we'll do is we'll change the timing on this from 4 seconds to 120. And then we'll hit play. So we should get interdicted by the Romulan cruiser within the next 2 minutes or so we can see the damage it does to the hull. So while we warp into that, I'm going to the toilet. Probably should, thinking about it, be aiming somewhat in the direction of the starbase, because if we're going to do some upgrades and then test it again, we're going to need to
distress signal detected. Target selected.
be somewhat in the upgrades. It's all the way down here, okay. Let me just give it a bounce, have a look. There we go.
Unidentified signal source detected.
Now, hopefully the Romulans will interdict us before we get there, but we'll be close enough to it when they do, that they won't interdict us again. Although, actually, they're not going to interdict us again. God, I'm a moron sometimes. Right, we'll let them interdict us this time. And then next time, we'll upgrade. Because I can't think they'll interdict us within the 2 minutes it takes us to reach the starbase. Okay, here we go. Dismiss. Sensor sweep.
Performing detailed sensor sweep.
There we go. Let's give them a
Target
hail.
selected. Hailing frequencies open.
Alright, come at us then. I want to see how quickly you munch through our defenses. That's very nice of you, Starfleet.
Warning, weapon power up detected.
Come on then, come at us. Take on a Galaxy-class starship of the Federation if you dare. I gotta provoke you.
Warning, weapon power up detected. Hull impact detected. Hull integrity compromised.
Ooh, then disruptors though.
Hull impact detected. Hull integrity compromised.
So they're wrecking us pretty handily with our shields.
Compromised.
It's mainly them disruptors though. Okay, right. Let's check it out if we've got some upgrades. So let's do a long-range sensor sweep.
Distress signal detected. Target selected.
And we'll cruise on walk down to the station. That's totally autopilot. I'm not flying
signal
that.
Source detected.
Do a little bit of camera panning or at warp. Watch the planets go by. See the sun grow smaller. And hopefully we'll make it to the station before the Romulans interdict us. We should. It should be tight. It's roughly 100,000 kilometers a second. Which I'm pretty sure is less than the speed of light, but for gameplay purposes it was a good balance. What's that up there? Oh, it's an Earth-like. Well, what do you know? I'll create some sort of pseudo-random generator for creating planets and solar systems and stuff at some point, but for pure proof of concept, I think we're doing pretty well at the moment. Oh god damn it, they fucking intercepted us 1,000,000 kilometers away. Right, let's up that to 180. I want enough time to get to
Performing
Starbase.
Sensor sweep. Distress signal detected. Target selected.
Right, then let's engage the autopilot again.
Unidentified signal source detected.
Right, so we should have plenty of time to get there now. But yeah, as you can see, if I have a look in stellar cartography, we're picking up some signals from various stars and stellar bodies around the area, but that's not what we're interested in right now. Just look at it chew up those kilometers though. So we saw how quickly I really actually should add the hull integrity data to this, like I've done with the shields. Resistance 3.
Shields raised. Shields down.
That's not right. Oh, it's because yeah, I know, it's because I'm not setting it, but I'm on begin play. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, where's that Earth like now? Oh, we're coming alongside it. Where's the sun? Oh, it's tiny. Compared to how big it was. Alright, we should be dropping out of that station within the next 15 seconds or so. There we go.
Hailing
Hail.
frequencies open.
And there's our docking bay.
Diverting power to
Divert power
engines.
to engines.
Diverting power to weapon. Diverting power to shield. Power distribution.
See,
Reset.
now we've diverted the power, it's set our thing to the correct
Diverting
value.
power to engines. Power distribution. Reset.
Our engines are getting set correctly. That's good. Right, so we want to set our resistance. Exit. Now, is that something that's getting set? No, we haven't even. For fuck's sake. So, apply armor upgrade. I just sat through all of that for nothing. So, player vessel, game instance. So we're going to set it in the game instance, then we're going to pull it from the game instance, set it in the ship. So, we might as well take this opportunity to upgrade the HUD. Integrity %. Armor. Resistance X, capacity Y. And our armor capacity is going to be that. Armor max capacity divided by that, and that armor capacity is going to be max capacity is Y, and armor resistance is X. Good stuff. Let's make this a bit neater. Okay, so it should read out our hull integrity as a percentage, our resistance as a value, and our capacity as a value. So now we can fly on down to the station, upgrade our armor. We should be able to see the results in play. When we take damage, we're going to take our armor damage divided by our resistance, which should be just one to begin with. So we're going to the game instance. Armor resistance is 1. Sweet. Let's save all that. And hit play. There we go. Hull integrity. Wait, oh, done it again, haven't I? Armor capacity divided by armor capacity. Multiplied by 100. There we go. That should read the correct value now. There we go. So armor resistance is 1. And capacity is 100.
Power
Let's just reset the power
distribution.
distribution.
Reset.
Actually, you know what? I could do that. This event begin play. Then we will reset power. Actually, no, you know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna do other things in the meantime, so
Power
just do it manually
distribution.
now.
Reset.
So we got our resistance is 1. Why is our resistance 1.05? Oh, because we have to take some damage off. Recharge rate 0.01, capacity 100, resistance is 1, so it's going to take the full damage. Our shields are going to take a little bit less than full damage, like 5% less than full damage. Good stuff. Alright then, let's do a long range sweep.
Long-range sensor sweep. Distress signal detected.
And we want to warp towards the
Target
station.
selected.
Let's do it. Do it!
Unidentified signal source detected.
It's going to take a little bit under 2 minutes to reach it, so I'm going to have a crafty little cigarette. Or as we call them in the UK, a crafty fag, but, you know, can't say the F word. Even though it comes from a completely benign place, like it comes from the concept of a bundle of sticks and how a cigarette looked like it, and the word for bundle of sticks for firewood used to be a fag. It's got nothing to do with homosexual slurs, but, you know, try and tell that to fucking Karens these days. I'll put my drinky poos while we're at it, because we've got just about a minute left to go. And it is almost 6 PM, so you'll excuse me for having a tipple or two. Let's refresh the chat page, you know, just in case people have been trying to talk to me and I haven't noticed. While we're here as well, I think I'll upgrade my shields, and then we can test the shield mechanics as well as the hull integrity mechanics. Right, let's hail them and request docking permission. Reset
Diverting
power to
power to
engines.
Diverting power to weapon. Power to shield. Diverting power to engines. Diverting power to shield. Diverting power to engines.
There we go. It's all working perfectly. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to come in that quickly. So let's upgrade our shields to max. And we'll upgrade the hull plating to max. We'll exit. Okay, so armor resistance 2, capacity 250. Our shield resistance is 2.5, recharge rate of 0.11. Let's kick that up to 0.6.5. Power to phasers.
Diverting power to weapons.
Power to engines. Power to shields. Lovely stuff. Right, let's reset the power distribution.
Reset.
And we'll cruise warp on out of here. Oh, wait. No, we still got that. Target selected. Okay, hang on a minute. We need to cancel that cruise warp for a second. Let it recharge. We need to deselect that target when we overlap that bubble. Look how far we've come away from it though already. It's barely a speck on the horizon. We're only in cruise warp for a few seconds. Let's orientate ourselves towards this planet. I suppose what I could do is make it so when you divert power to engines, it reduces the cooldown on your warp. We'll have that as a separate upgrade. Come on. There we go. Let's angle ourselves away from that planet just a little bit, because now we want to get interdicted by the Romulans. Let's see how well balanced the statistics for our hull plating actually are, and to make sure all the progress bars and things go down correctly at the right ratios when they're attacking us. Thing is that I've set the event to trigger every 3 minutes. Oh, here we go.
Performing detailed sensor sweep. No target selected.
I'm just gonna wait for him to finish gassing. .48 thousand meters away. That's that gorgeous galaxy class. Menacing warbird. Gorgeous galaxy class. Menacing warbird. Oh, have I not hailed them?
Target selected.
Oh, I've not hailed them yet.
Hailing frequencies open.
Oh dear. I think, yeah, the camera zoomed in a little bit too close now. Some PlayStation 1 era stuff. Oh god. The camera. It goes too close. Ah! Oh my days. Okay, so we know we gotta hit them first.
Warning. Target selected. Detected. Hull impact detected. Hull integrity compromised.
Oh, look at that.
Hull impact detected. Hull integrity compromised.
And just like that, our armor plating has worked. Let's put our shields up.
Warning. Weapon power up detected. Shields raised. Our ship is under attack.
Oh, they can barely penetrate our shield. Look at this. Oh, we're ready for the Borg, man. They can't get us below 95%.
Our ship is under attack.
Even the disruptors, look at it. I can't make a dent. And if we put shields to full,
Diverting power to shield.
they're gonna go below 100.
Power distribution. Reset.
Yes.
Our
Divert
ship
power
is
to our
powered
phases.
weapons.
And then we'll fire.
Firing phaser. Our ship is under attack.
We're just basically invulnerable.
Shield Hull down. Impact detected. Hull integrity compromised. No target selected.
Oh yes, we already know we can visit the starbase to purchase upgrades.
Unidentified signal source detected. Target selected.
It does remind me that there is one more thing we need to add to the upgrade UI. So we'll grab that and that. Can we not duplicate two things? And we'll call this repair vessel. And we'll grab the spacer, duplicate that, put that down, delete that button entirely, we don't need it. Call this repair. And then on clicked, we will get as STFG game instance, get armor capacity, we'll get as line 1, set armor max capacity, no, armor capacity, set armor capacity to whatever our max capacity should be. So now when we take damage, we can come back to the starbase and get repaired. Juicy Lucy Goosey. So, before I go for the evens, let's just test that out. Now we know if we engage Cruise Warp, the Romulans are going to interdict us in the next 3 minutes. So all we gotta do is wait for that moment to happen. And in the meantime, we can just enjoy the space scenery. Now obviously, at some point I'm going to implement a currency for various different upgrades. So like, for example, to upgrade your hull plating, you need to salvage hull plating components. And for your phasers, likewise. So I'll add random events that will reward you with these things. But for now, we're just testing the proof of concept to make sure the menus all work correctly and whatnot. So let's just wait and see what happens. Oh, there's the gas giant that was miles and miles and miles away before. Oh look, there's the Earth Lake right off there in the distance. You can just about see it there. Come on, interdict us. Actually.
Performing long-range sensor sweep.
It will benefit us to be heading in the direction
Distress signal detected. Target
of the
selected.
starbase. There we go. 180, 18 million kilometers away, so
Unidentified signal source detected.
we should get interdicted long before we get there. So, in the meantime, we just gotta... Oh, here we go.
Performing detailed
Sensor sweep.
Hailing
Halo.
frequencies open.
Oh, that's the station.
Target selected.
Okay, well, yeah,
Hailing frequencies open.
yeah, the ship. Just need to get him to do a bit of damage to us.
Warning, weapon power up detected. Hull impact detected. Hull
Oh
integrity
god,
compromised.
because we've got no hull protection, they're really just chewing through us.
Target selected. Hull impact detected. Hull integrity compromised.
Are we gonna be able to get out of here before they destroy us?
Shields raised. Warning, weapon power up detected.
Whew, that was close. It's telling us about the salvage.
Unidentified signal source detected. Shields down. Shields raised. Shields down.
Alright, it should take us a little over a minute to get here. So, we've had a pretty productive time of it. If you think about it, we've got the phasers working, we've got the shield upgrades working, we've got the hull integrity and armor plating upgrades working. When we divert power between the various systems, that all works really well too. The phasers go back to their default values, the shields go back to their default values regardless of upgrades. We've got everything written out on screen. We need to change the impulse warp phasers section to be a bit more user-friendly, I want to say. Like the bars, like the phaser bar is a little bit different to the other one, so we need to get those a bit more uniform. Maybe add some spacing to the left and right of the ship and ship icons, although the squishing of the Galaxy class icon isn't, I mean, it doesn't look like it's off model. It looks, if anything, that's like what it should be from a top-down view, so I don't know if that needs much changing. Yeah, we're just going to test to see if the hull integrity repair is working. So let's request docking permission.
Selected. No target selected. Target selected. Hailing frequencies open.
Okay, right then, let's repair our ship and exit. Boom. Right, let's request hailing permission again.
Open.
And we will upgrade our armor plating capacity. And boom. Capacity 250, it's already registering as full. What more can you ask for? We still need to do our torpedoes, our engines.
Hailing frequencies open.
So we've got phasers, we've got shields, we've got our hull plating, we need to do engines and torpedoes. So that will probably be a job for tomorrow. As you can see, our armor plating's already at full. We can top that up. Top up our shields, our recharge, our resistance. So they're all full now.
Hailing frequencies open.
And if we redock, you'll see that they're all full. Sweet. So I think what I'll do is I'll make a duplicate of this, but replace this section with some menu options, and that will be your pause menu, so you can look at your system status and see where all your various attributes are being placed. But yeah, as you can see, we need to get torpedoes and engines up and running, and I've also left a blank slot down here for something I might want to include down the line. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I think I've earned a nap. I've done a lot today. We'll just dismiss the message log. We'll save all of those things. Dismiss the errors and warnings, and I will catch up with you guys next time.